In the mid-18th century, children in England carried with them a small pastime, a simple game of bat and ball. In 1744, John Newbery published A Little Pretty Pocketbook. In its pages appeared the first known reference to baseball. It was an innocent game of sticks and bases, a version of the English sport rounders. Yet even in these earliest mentions, one senses the beginning of something that would grow far beyond a children's game. It would come to be America's pastime. By 1791, baseball had crossed the Atlantic and found its place in the young United States. Yet not everyone welcomed it. At Princeton, the faculty forbade students from playing with balls and a stick in the college commons. In Pittsfield, Massachusetts, the town restricted baseball near the meeting house. Still, the game of baseball progressed. Children's books, such as Robin Carver's Book of Sports in 1834, recorded rules for base or goal ball, offering glimpses of baseball as a structured sport, though still far from the professionalized version we know today. And then there was the legend of Abner Doubleday. In the summer of 1839, in the small village of Cooperstown, New York, a story took hold that a young Army cadet had drawn a diamond and organized the first game of baseball more or less as we know it now. The tale was compelling. A letter from Abner Graves to Ohio's Beacon Journal in 1905 lent it authenticity, detailing teams and a field laid out in Otsego County. The Mills Commission, created to find baseball's American dad, accepted the claim. Yet history would later reveal the truth. Doubleday was at West Point at the time, and Graves was a child. Still, the myth endured. The structure of modern baseball took shape in 1845. Alexander Cartwright and William R. Wheaton of the Knickerbocker Baseball Club in New York drafted rules that would endure. 9 players, bases, foul lines, and a field measured in feet and inches. A year later, on June 19, 1846, the Knickerbockers faced the New York 9 at Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey. The score was lopsided, 23-1, but the rules, for the first time, were applied formally in an official game, giving baseball a framework that would carry forward. Rules were codified as the Laws of Baseball in 1857 at a convention for baseball held in New York City and sponsored by the Knickerbocker Baseball Club. Among the rules, known by some historians as baseball's Magna Carta, the game was set in 9 innings. A next major step came in 1869, when the Cincinnati Red Stockings became the first openly professional team. The average salary was $900 per player. By 1876, the National League was founded, and 5 years later, the American Association emerged as a rival. Also in 1876, rules were adopted that officially allowed a base runner to advance while the pitcher was delivering the ball, establishing the modern concept of a stolen base. Overhand pitching was legalized in 1884. In 1901, the American League joined the scene, formalizing the 2-league system that persists today. And in 1903, the first modern World Series brought the champions of each league together, Boston defeating Pittsburgh, marking the beginning of an enduring American tradition. Cy Young became the first premier pitcher in Major League history. Each year now, the best pitcher in the league is given the Cy Young Award. Babe Ruth's 54 home runs in 1920 marked the beginning of the live ball era. Before 1920, sometimes referred to as the dead ball era, baseballs were soft and often kept in play for the entire game, making them hard to hit far. Pitchers dominated, low scores were common, and strategies focused on bunting, base stealing, and other tactics referred to as small ball. Around 1920, the Major League introduced tighter-wound, more resilient baseballs. They were replaced more frequently during games, keeping them cleaner and easier to see. Pitchers were prohibited from using certain trick pitches, like the spitball. Hitters began to swing for power, aiming for home runs rather than simply advancing runners. Slugging and long ball hitting became central to offense. Also in 1920, the Negro National League was established, providing opportunities for black players who were otherwise segregated from Major League Baseball. Over the course of the 20th century, the New York Yankees became the premier team in baseball, winning 26 World Series then and one more in this century, more than twice as many as their nearest rival, the St. Louis Cardinals. Playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947. In the 1950s, Major League Baseball began moving teams to new markets, the start of national expansion. The Boston Braves found a new home in Milwaukee. The Brooklyn Dodgers moved to Los Angeles, and the New York Giants to San Francisco. From its beginning, there were no timeouts in baseball, and no time restriction to any one inning or game. America's pastime was timeless. Yet, like all things Americans revere, each step in baseball's story depends on past events and the people who brought us to where we are today. In his 1939 acceptance speech on the occasion of being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, the legendary Babe Ruth said these words about his beloved game. And as my old friend Cy Young says, I hope it goes another 100 years, and the next 100 years will be the greatest.